Welcome to Real Estate Investing for Women. On this show, you will learn how to create wealth through real estate the blissful way. That means with very little stress and very little time. We talk about strategies, mindset, heart set, money smarts, resources, and so much more to ensure you're able to create the success you most deeply desire. Now, here's your host, Moneeka Sawyer.
Today, I am so excited to welcome to the show, Miquella Gaunt. This is what Miquella says about herself. You ladies know that I read bios. Normally, I try to change it to third person, but this bio is so sweet the way she wrote it. So I'm just going to read what she wrote. She's laughing. Okay. So what she says is, my new husband and I started this home buying solutions business to add value to families and the local community. We know what hard times are, and we want to be a good option for people experiencing them, especially when the typical home selling process is complicated and lengthy. We have created an amazing experience of relief to many families that we have worked with while connecting with them on a personal level. We have always thought with a positive mindset to impact our local community and calm people during times of stress and chaos. We are ready to stand by their side to accomplish their current goals, simplify their problems, and make them suddenly organized, easy, and convenient so people can move on to a stress-free life they didn't even know was possible. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Hi there, Miquella. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it is so amazing. We have a lot of people that talk about, I do this business to help people, right? And most of them actually mean it. But there's a difference. You can tell a difference in people and really how deep that goes in their heart. And some of it is just they've been doing it so long, so they're like, yeah, this is how I run my business, and it's not quite as connected to that anymore. Like they're still out there doing those things and believing it and feeling it, but it's not quite as deep and connected to their heart as it might have been in the beginning when they started their businesses. So I just love the way that it came from your heart. I know that you're young in this business and that energy is so inspiring, So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So could you tell us kind of high level your story?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't always in the real estate business. A lot of people always come and say, oh, my parents were in it and I was ingrained in it, but I really wasn't. I actually came from a marketing side. My mom had a very successful marketing and advertising agency. I worked with her since, goodness, I think I was 13 making collection calls.
Wow.
It was, hey, you're not busy for the summer, so come work. And, and even as I got older, I was more on the project management side. I was, running the orders or anything like that, but I got to see firsthand kind of how my mom handled marketing for other businesses. So, which really helped in doing what we're doing now. After that, I went to work for another company that was promotional and retail merchandise. So again, I was a project manager. I was operations. I was handling everything on the back end, and that's where I really strive at, and I'm really good at it. Mm-hmm. And then I met my now husband, and he, oh my gosh, talk about a visionary. He is. If anybody's ever read the book Rocket Fuel, and it talks about the visionary and the integrator, he's the visionary. I'm 100% the integrator.
Oh my gosh. So you complement each other perfectly.
Oh yeah. He comes with me sometimes with these ideas and I'm like, what? But he's got the big idea. And then I come in with how to implement it. And so, I mean, he does as well, but it works. So anyway, so he originally started this business. He was a firefighter. Long story short, in a custody battle for his baby girl. And it was, how do we make money? How do we make a lot of money to be able to afford attorney fees? Those things in family court, they rack up quickly. Mm-hmm. And both of us had both read, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, knew that real estate was where we wanted to go. I was already actively working at getting my license because I knew I wanted to end up in real estate. So he started the wholesaling business. I ended up leaving my job to help him with his daughter. We ended up getting primary custody of her. So I got to help raise a little baby girl. She's the cutest. And then I decided that the retail side wasn't for me. I liked this side better. I liked the investing side better. I liked really getting to help people because these are difficult situations for some people. So long story short, we got into it together, and now we are in our third year. We're about halfway through our third year, and we have grown exponentially. And I can't even begin to describe what's going to be in store for us. So
yeah,
kind of a little.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Us.
Yeah. And you are a client of Zach Booth. Is that true?
Yeah. So that was part of our original journey. Is we had done his Driving for Dollars course as just the regular students, and really built our business off of originally Driving for Dollars and his whole process. And then as we grew, he saw that we were taking massive action, and we ended up doing a one-on-one coaching with him for about a year, which really helped us kind of break that learning curve, break through a lot of barriers. Instead of us having to learn by failure, he kind of helped us through that. So, and he actually married us.
Yeah, he was the officiant of your wedding, right?
He was our officiant. And so we're so, it's grown from a student mentor to honestly a best friend. I love him and his wife. So that's where we started. And now we have what we have.
Nice. Why did you choose Zach? There's so many people out there that teach wholesaling. So why did you choose him?
So we chose Zach originally because we wanted to, when we first started out, we didn't have all the money to invest into buying these big lists, doing what everybody else talks about is buy tons of data and market to it. Well, that takes a lot of money and extra money that we didn't have at the time. And so we knew Driving for Dollars was that kind of gateway into it, where it just really needed your time to go and drive around, pin the properties, find distressed properties and then market to them. And so we took his course because we had seen everywhere that he was like the Driving for Dollars guru of it. And so we did his course, which was great, and made a lot of processes for that. Both my husband and I would go driving. We'd take turns. He'd go for an hour for a day. I'd go for an hour for a day, and started with that, and then started really ramping it up, started getting some good deals. And I remember we had one big deal coming in, and Zach, I don't know why, but he had randomly FaceTimed Aaron for some reason and said, it's like, hey, I just want to check on you. You're one of my students. I don't think we've ever actually talked to you one-on-one, and talked to him a little about what was going on. And Aaron was still at the fire department at the time, because we had talked about when we get, me being the very I got to have numbers in play.
Yes.
I was like, let's make sure before you quit the fire department, we have, a reserve so our family is okay, especially that I wasn't working anymore. And Zach called, and Aaron had him on speaker, and he's like, your wife is probably going to kill me right now, but I'm going to tell you, quit now. Because we had a large deal coming in that it gave him the opportunity to. And I remember Aaron got off the phone, and I looked at him, I'm like, well, he's not wrong.
Ooh.
If you're doing this, Aaron was calling out of the back of his car. He was at the fire department. He got in trouble for this too. At the fire department, in between calls, of course, not going to save people's lives, but in the back of the car, making sales calls, cold calling. Trying to sell a deal. He did whatever it took. And I kind of looked at him, like, look, you've already done it this hard, this far. Why not bet on yourself? Imagine if you had a full day where you weren't out putting out fires or going on a medical call. What if? And so the deal closed, the day the deal closed, which gave us enough reserves for a little bit. He put in his 2 weeks. He said he's kept refreshing his phone, and as soon as it hit, he put in his 2 weeks, and we haven't looked back since.
Wow. And how long ago was that?
That was June of 2020.
Okay. And how long had you been working with Zach when that happened?
We had been doing just a course. I think the course was only a few months, because Aaron started wholesaling September, or started studying and going through a few different courses, September of 2019.
Okay.
And so he did everything pretty quickly. And then I think once he left the fire department, we started our actual like one-on-one coaching with Zach in July of 2020.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So it was less than a year from when you decided to go start the wholesaling thing and taking Zach's course to where you went basically full time. Is that true?
Full-time. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. We don't do anything small around here.
Yeah, I guess not. That's awesome. So today, the thing that we're going to talk about that you really wanted to focus on was this whole idea of building a virtual team. And we've had people come onto this show and talk about this before, but you have a little bit of a different perspective. So can you tell us a little bit about how you got to this? We were talking in the green room. I'd love for you to share that story with
of course.
the ladies.
So we originally kind of steered away from the virtual. I'm big on, and so is Aaron, we're both big on building a culture. And we did feel like originally you needed people in office to have that culture. And it really is a limiting mindset. You can create culture without being face to face. And so we did it. We had a few cold calls. We had about 4 in-house for maybe 5 months. And then, people's lives just changed and they had to go on their separate ways, which was fine. We loved everybody that was here. But as we were finding that as we were trying to hire new people, it was hard. I mean, I know Zach, I think Zach says it, people in America just don't want to work. I know that sounds so bad, but it's just like, it was the most difficult thing. And I was surprised because it blew my mind first of all. But, the other thing was, even if we did, they didn't have any experience in cold calling. So it was, minimum wage in California, plus then training somebody from the ground up, which that takes a lot of time. And we had listened to a podcast and again, somebody talking about virtual cold callers. And finally we were like, you know what, we just need to take the action and just try it. What's the worst that's going to happen? It doesn't work. And we go back to what we wanted. Not a big deal. So, but we were very strategic with it. We had a hiring process. We had certain questions that were asked. We put them through training and we've built better trainings along the way as we've grown. And it went from having 4 cold callers in house to, I think at one point we had 20 virtual cold callers.
Wow.
Yeah. We're down to about 15 now, which we think is like actually a good number. But I mean, now we actually took one of the cold callers that was really good, put her as a manager. So now she manages them. She watches them. She trains them. She watches their numbers, pulls them aside. Hey, I listened to your calls. They need to be fixed here. She now hires all of them. But the reason why she's able to do that is we also built processes and an onboarding process so that it makes it quick. It's not, you have a sheet of paper and okay, did I send them this? Did I send them that? It's all on a website that you just give them a login. The person goes through everything from start to finish. I mean, from here's the script, here's how you call down to here's how you log into the WhatsApp group. And that's the WhatsApp groups is kind of how we helped but continue the culture.
Okay. Got it.
Everyone celebrates their wins. So our cold call team, they're in one group and we tell everybody, they send a little like bell emoji when they get a lead. They encourage each other. They celebrate each other. That's how we have found keeps that culture that we wanted going. And it is, and everyone is able to hold everybody accountable. If one person has a question, we're very big on don't message us on the side, keep it in the group because you never know somebody else that may have the same question.
Or a better answer because they've been through it themselves, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And so, and anytime that we're quick to fire. If somebody is not matching that culture level, if they're not taking instruction well, we get them out because we also know how toxic a bad worker can be for everybody else. And we're very uplifting people. We like to be like uplifting and happy and encourage everybody. And we want the best for everybody. So yeah, we try to keep that as much as possible within our control.
Yeah. Of course. I've got a million questions. You ready?
Yes, go.
So first of all, so you're in California. Where in California are you guys?
We're in Temecula. It's Southern California. We're
Yeah, by Burbank.
We're in between. We're an hour from LA and an hour from San Diego. So we're right in the middle.
Okay, perfect.
It's little wine country.
Yes. Okay, so you're in Temecula and you're doing the driving for dollars locally, right? And so in that area, right? Yeah. I just want to point that out. There are a lot of people that listen to this show and they hear over and over and over again, oh, you can't invest in California. Well, I do. And so I like to make sure that I point out when people are doing this in California. Yes. Because as much as people think it's difficult here, it can be difficult in a lot of places. And just because a market might appear difficult doesn't mean that you can't be successful. So I just wanted to point that out.
It's difficult in its own ways.
But each market.
Each market's difficult in its own way.
That's right. There's no such thing as like the perfect, easy market. You might find something that's perfect and easy in this way, but it's going to have different challenges.
Absolutely.
And that's true for California too. So I love that. And then, okay, so my next question is, when did you decide to start hiring help? It sounds like your hubby, Aaron, was doing all the calls initially, right? You were trading off on dialing for dollars, but when did you decide to start hiring?
So I think it was around, we hadn't had an office yet. We were kind of doing this out of our little condo in our dining room. We had our big old whiteboard up in the dining room. We had no dining room. It was just our desk.
It was just the office.
It was just our desks. He originally did dabble in a little bit of the virtual cold callers with, I think it was like 2 people, but it didn't work out very well. So it kind of left a bad taste in our mouths. And that's why we didn't. But we were still in 2020, and then saw Zach's office around October of 2020 and came back going, we need an office. We need to get this out of our house. We need an office, even if it's just, the office we got is only about 900 square feet. It's nothing, it's nothing crazy, but it's something where you can disconnect. You're not at home. If you're at home, I mean, we're all guilty of doing it. I'm sitting there trying to work and going, I should mop the floors.
Yeah, that's right. I got to get that laundry done.
Let me just go throw the laundry in real quick and then I'll come right back. And then, now your laundry and then your dishes and then your, it
the
just
mail.
doesn't work.
Yes.
Right. And so, I mean, even our day is, we get up, we take our little one to preschool, we come into the office, we're here from 8 to 2:30, we leave at 2:30, we pick her up and we're home. Because we have that 6 or so hours that we just focus, and it's the disconnect from the house.
So you don't work after you pick up the little one?
We do. I mean, there's still stuff that there's escrows going on, there's people calling all the time, but we try to come in and do knock everything out for that 6 hours so that when we go home, it's just maybe answering a text message or a phone call.
Got it.
So after we saw Zach, we went out to Utah in October of 2020. We literally came back, and I think within a week or 2, we had an office.
Okay.
And then we started hiring cold callers within the same month, but that was the in-house people. And then I think our last in-house person was left around, I want to say June of 2021. And then we went full virtual.
Okay. Was there a series of parameters that you used to make that decision to start spending the extra money on hiring help?
For the in-house?
Well, for anything, because that's where you started, right?
Yeah, we definitely had to wait until we had some deals coming in and closing. But it was kind of, we know that it takes money to spend money. I know it's such a used saying, but it's true. You need to spend it to be able to make it. And so we just had to, but we watched everything very carefully. We are very good about watching our spending and our marketing lists and where we're at, because we do believe in taking care of our people, because if you take care of your people and your employees and your team, it's going to benefit yourself as well. So it was kind of one of those of, I guess we didn't really have a parameter of when to do it. It was just like, we need to.
Got it. Okay. And then, so I know you wanted to have in-house people, and then you went virtual. Did you go with a virtual company? Or did you pick individual people, or what? Tell me a little bit about how that worked out. How did you find the virtual people that you're working with now?
So we actually went on Upwork. I think again, in a podcast or somebody posting or something, everyone talked about using the site Upwork.
Mhm.
We would put our little job posting out there and people would apply, had certain questions. You have to have Skype, because we've learned that if they're calling out of country, they need Skype to connect to the platform we were using, which was Mojo Dialer. Have they called for investors before? What was the other things? Investors. And then, I guess just, he would throw in a random question, I think, just to make sure that they were engaged. He said, like, what's your favorite animal? Which it had nothing to do with anything. It was just more of like, are you answering the questions, and kind of like break up the interview of it a little bit. He would then do an actual Zoom call with them to hear how they talked. You want to make sure, especially with cold calling, that they speak clear English, that they can come across, they're not stumbling on the script. And then after that, he'd hire them. And we usually do about a month worth of just kind of probation, per se, where we were still watching their calls, critiquing, training, anything like that. And then go from there.
Okay. So you got them individually. You didn't go through, because there are a lot of companies that offer the specific, all of that sort of virtual support for real estate companies, but you opted not to do that. You wanted to go with individuals. Why did you do it that way?
We could control a little bit more what they were saying. And no, this isn't for all the companies out there, because I know some are different. But we knew sometimes when they're under a company, they were being trained a certain way. And not that our script, I would say, really deviates from that, but we want to be able to change it and have the flow with us. And then their culture was more with working with us, not I work for this company that I'm contracted out to you. It was more, we're a team. And yeah, it does definitely create more work, but that's why we made the systems and the processes that we do, so that it simplified it over time. Where now we have a cold call manager. She posts the job ad on Upwork. She sends out the Zoom interview. She goes through them. She hires them. And the way she does it is exactly the way we would do it. But because we wrote it down, we recorded every interview so she could see it and see how it should be. So she could be in our minds, so that we weren't doing it. She was now doing it.
Got it. Does she work full-time?
She is full-time. Yeah.
Okay.
She's also virtual though too.
Right. And then when you started to hire these people, were they full-time, or what were you offering them? 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week, 2 hours a week? Like how did that work initially?
So we believe that, I think, for cold callers, we don't like to have them calling more than 4 to 5 hours a day. Okay. I feel like after that, you kind of it gets tiring. You kind of lose that energy. So we actually offered 2 shifts. You either can do the morning shift or the night shift. And each shift was 4 to 5 hours and 5 days a week.
Okay. Awesome. And that was from the very beginning.
Well, the very beginning, I think we only had done like a night shift. And then as we added more, we split them up and did half and half.
Okay.
Half at night, half in the morning.
Okay. But people were getting pretty good hours immediately. So, so they weren't feeling motivated to fill the rest of their time with other clients, would you say?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I think some of them had other clients, and we've kind of weeded through the ones that did, because I'm not going to stop them from filling the rest of their time, but we could tell if it was affecting how they were. You could hear in their calls that it was affecting them working with us.
Right.
Yeah, we also do benefits too. If one of the leads they bring in converts into a closed contract, they get a little nice bonus for it as well. So we try to incentivize as well to keep the longevity there.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because you said, well, I try to keep it to 4 to 5 hours because calling is hard, right? So it's now, if they've got 3 more hours in their day that they want to fill, and they fill it with calls for somebody else, now they're doing 8 hours of cold calling, and they either you or the other client is going to feel that level of exhaustion that they experience, right? Especially if they're doing it every single day.
Yeah. So we track everything. We put in how, we track their number of leads a day. We averaged it monthly. We always are on it and saying like, we're always looking at the numbers because numbers at the end of the day don't lie. So we actually just let somebody go because our manager was like, yeah, this one person hasn't gotten a lead in 2 weeks. And I'm like, no, that's not okay.
Work. Yeah.
That's not going to work. And this is not the first time we've had this conversation. So done.
Yeah.
And we always say like, Erin's like, hey, I did this. I did the cold calling. I know what to expect. So, and we've done all the parts of our business. So at the end of the day, we know what should be coming through.
Okay. Do you find that we're going on a little bit of a tangent, but do you find, because I know that you started this business basically right before COVID, right? You were building it through COVID, and now we're on the other side of that. Are you seeing changes in the business, both with the work ethic of the people that work with you and also with the numbers of leads that you're getting and the people that you're dealing with as far as doing the wholesale deals? Talk to me a little bit about all those three pieces.
No.
Okay.
We've ramped it up so much. I don't even know. The market, yes, I think maybe shifting. How much, no one can really know for certain. We did have the pause with COVID for about 2 months, and then it just skyrocketed. But we have seen, we watch our numbers. We know how many leads we need to get because we know how many leads it takes to get to a contract. Our morale of people, I think it has been great. I think that has a lot to do with how we approach everything. And, we want to hear people's concerns, how we can do better, how we can be better for them. We're very big on pouring ourselves into all of our people, from our cold callers to, we have texters. We have 5 texters that are sending out text messages all day. I have one assistant, lead managers, our acquisitions, everybody involved in our business. We try to set them up to be the best they can be, because the best they can be will also benefit us. Like, it benefits everybody around. So we really haven't seen a drop in morale. If anything, we've seen more loyalty, more enthusiasm, more drive, more teamwork. Everybody definitely sees that we're here for everyone and how hard we're pushing, and they want to push just as hard as we do. Okay,
good. So basically right now you have a cold call team of 15 with one cold call manager, right? So there's 16 on that team. You've got a texting team of 6. And you have a virtual assistant and a virtual lead manager. Or how many assistants and lead managers do you have?
So I have one assistant. She just directly works under Erin and I. She kind of is she's our go-to. Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
Good.
She's absolutely amazing. She handles everybody. And then we have 2 virtual lead managers. So they'll handle all the incoming leads, filter the ones that are nonsense, and then the rest of them. And then we have 2 acquisition managers. Those ones are actually here in California. They're both, one's in San Diego, one's actually up in Northern California. So he's technically virtual. And then we have a dispo manager that sells the contracts once we get them under contract.
Okay. The acquisition managers, what do? They take the leads and then they're the ones that do the actual acquisition. Is that true?
They get it to close. They get it to a contract.
Got it.
So
okay.
Our lead managers because we have around 40 to 50 leads coming in a day from all our avenues of marketing. And, a lot of them are just, well, you called me, give me an offer. So our lead managers filter through those 40 to 50, find the ones that are actually serious about selling, pass them to our acquisition team, and the acquisition team will dig deeper, find more, actually go over numbers, go through condition, and then get it to sending out a contract.
Okay. And what are the different marketing avenues that you use? I know that you started with the driving for dollars, but that's not what you're doing anymore. Is that true? So what kinds of marketing stuff do you do?
A lot of what we do is pulling lists. Now, we still market to our driving for dollars. It's just on a much smaller scale now. But we pulled like our good tired landlord lists, notice of default, tax delinquent. And then the 3 marketing channels we're big on right now is cold calling, texting, and direct mail.
Oh, okay.
And a little bit of PPC, but that's a beast in and of itself.
What is PPC?
Pay-per-click. So okay. Google ads.
Google Ads. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's its own animal for sure.
It is.
Absolutely. I feel like we could just keep talking forever, but we can't. It's so well. What I see in you, Miquella, is this really well-oiled machine. And I love that. I love seeing that you've taken it from you were doing all this work to now you've got these systems. And they help you to drive a really, really good business that's really helping people. So I love that. And ladies, just so you know, one of the things that Miquella has offered is to talk about that sort of onboarding system that she uses. And it's based on a particular website, right, with a portal, so that she can do all of this onboarding. She can kind of handle this over to her manager, her cold calling manager that's going to do the hiring. And it's a system. So she's going to be talking about that in extra. I'm super excited to learn more about that. So definitely, ladies, stay tuned for extra for that. But before we move into our 3 rapid fire questions, could you tell us a little bit about how people can get in touch with you?
Yeah. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. My Facebook is just Miquella Gaunt. It's probably me in the chat, but it's Miquella Gaunt. I'm sure there'll be links.
Yes, there will.
Instagram, same thing, at Miquella Gaunt. Feel free to direct message me on any of those platforms. LinkedIn, I'm on there, but not really. So
okay. It's always good to know our favorites. Yes, exactly.
It's there. I don't know. No.
But when she does take her time out of her schedule, you can see that her and Aaron make quite a lot of money. So their time is worth a lot. So she normally will charge for phone calls, to help coach people or get them started or whatever. But she did offer for the first 5 of you to call her, connect with her on Instagram, and just mention that you came from Real Estate Investing for Women, that you heard her on this show, and that she'll give you an hour of free conversation, which is incredibly generous. Thank you for that. And ladies, you know that Miquella is a student and friend of Zach Booth, who we've heard from before. So if you're really excited about learning what she learned from him, you can still connect with him and his team. Just go to blissfulinvestor.com/Zach. So it's for blissfulinvestor.com/Zach, and you'll get to talk to him or Stephanie, who you've already met. They do have someone else who's going to be working on the phones too, and I trust that person will be just as fabulous as them. So you can definitely just go to that link and set up a time to chat with them and see if this business is a good fit for you. We saw what an amazing fit it's been for Miquella, right? And we've heard from Zach a few times. So if you're interested in connecting with them, remember to go do that at blissfulinvestor.com/Zach. And Zach is ZACK. All righty.
Of course.
Yeah.
Trust me, I could talk about this for days. So
yeah, I can tell you just hate this, right?
Oh, so much.
So funny.
And like I told you, we literally were talking about this on our honeymoon.
I know. I've got opinions about that. I'm not going to share them with you, but it's so funny, right? I think that this is one of the things, it's like the blessing and the curse of working with your spouse.
Yeah.
It's hard to get away, and it's also necessary for the relationship to get away. So
yes.
There's all of that stuff. And it sounds like you and Aaron are balancing that really beautifully.
Definitely. Oh yeah. We're opposite enough. We're similar, but opposite enough.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't know if that.
Yeah. Well, Miquella was saying that she is the kind of implementer and he's more of a visionary. So that's a beautiful matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really love that.
And like I think I was telling you before, is that the book Rocket Fuel, when we read that, we were just like, oh, this is why companies work, because they need a age of home. If it was bought in cash, if it was bought under a mortgage. So you can really fine tune in there if list pulling is something you're looking for, just for that portion. But again, you can comp properties on there.
Uh-huh.
It has a lot of that information. So for the people that don't have their license, that don't have access to the multiple listing service, that's kind of your replacement for that.
Okay. Got it. So that's called PropStream. And basically, if you use this link, you'll get a 7-day free trial. There's a whole range of what you can sign up for PropStream. Like there's the just getting a list, and then there's I can get comps and everything. So there's a whole range of things. So I'm not sure exactly what you get for free, but it's definitely worth checking it out. I hear about PropStream from all the pros. So I'm really excited that you're offering this free trial. So ladies, if you want to get that, go to blissfulinvestor.com/PropStream. So it's blissfulinvestor.com/PropStream. And let me spell that for you because it's a little weird. So it's P as in Paul, ROP as in Paul, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, REAM as in Mary. So PropStream. So definitely check that out. Thank you for that, by the way, Miquella.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything we can do to give back.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for that. So are you ready for our 3 rapid fire questions?
Do it.
All right. So give us one super tip on getting started investing in real estate.
I think it's a super tip on getting started in anything, but it's be obsessed with it and take, and take imperfect action. You know, you're not always going to have the answer or know what the outcome is going to be, but just do it. You'll figure it out along the way. Yeah, you may stumble, you may fall, but it's better than not having done anything. It's the what they call it, analysis paralysis. Too many people get stuck in analysis paralysis. Stop overanalyzing it. Just do it.
Okay. And then what is one strategy to be successful as a real estate investor?
Systems and processes, and document everything. You don't want to be doing everything yourself. You really don't. We're all about reading books, and another good book is Who Not How. You know, can you do it? Yeah, sure. But is it the best use of your time? And the only way that you can hire something like that out is by documenting how you do something. And the simplest way, you don't have to write it. If you don't know how to write an SOP or a standard operating procedure, log into Zoom, record yourself and share your screen, and then go through what you're doing. Then that way, when you have to explain to somebody, it's there. And you can just reshare the video instead of having to re-explain and retrain over and over and over again.
Okay. I love that. And then what is one daily practice, Miquella, you do that you would say contributes to your personal success?
I do definitely try to get some kind of exercise in daily as best as I can. We're up at 5, especially up before the little one, because working out with her is just not possible. And she tries to help. She's so cute. She'll come down and like try to hold the weight and then count for me, but then she gets bored and then wants to play. So.
Yeah. So cute.
But even if it's just going on a treadmill, getting your body moving, it really does clear your mind. And then when you do start your day, go at it with purpose. My thing is lists. I have on my phone, just on the notepad on there, just a to-do list. And every time I think of something, I jot it down. I need to do this. So one, you don't forget it and feel like, wait, what was I thinking? You know what I mean? Or feeling overwhelmed. But like I said, we come to the office for 6 hours and it's just work. It's not an 8-hour day where I got a break here and then I take lunch. I'm literally at that computer for 6 hours, going as hard as possible, getting it all done, or as much as I can.
Yeah. Of course. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Well, Miquella, this has been amazing. Thanks for all you've shared at this portion of the show.
Of course. I'm more than happy to. And, if anybody takes anything from it, that just makes me happy, because I know there's probably the questions out there and some people may not know where to start. And so if I could even help start somebody's drive and passion or anything, that definitely is something that I try to do.
I love that. You've been so generous. Thank you. And ladies, we've got more. Miquella is going to generously share with us her onboarding system and the portal that she uses and kind of how she puts that together for the entire virtual team. Nobody's ever done this before, so I'm super, super excited. So if you are subscribed to Extra, stay tuned. There's more. If you're not, go to realestateinvestingforwomenextra.com. And you get the first 7 days for free, right? So you can download this episode and as many others as you like and stay or not. Totally up to you. But realestateinvestingforwomenextra.com. For those of you that are leaving Miquella and I right now, thank you so much for joining us for this portion of the show. I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, remember, goals without action are just dreams. So get out there, take action, and create the life your heart deeply desires. I'll see you soon. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you'd like to find out more about how to become a blissful millionaire, go to blissfulinvestor.com. See you next time.